Super fighting robots. Team Crestcoms.
Wait. These games have loading bars.
Yeah, the little segment before. Basically, when you click on the game, it loads up. And here we have Mega Man 2, everybody's favorite Mega Man.
Well, you say that, but is it everybody's favorite Mega Man?
It is if you disclude me, because this is probably one of my least favorites. I don't hate it, but it's...
Well, if we're talking about Mega Man games I've beaten this one.
On normal mode, quotation marks?
Probably.
This version doesn't have normal mode.
Well, no, because it's the authentic, real version. They're all the PlayStation 1 versions, right? Just on a disc.
Yeah. Something interesting I found browsing the North American PS3 eShop, I guess you could call it. They actually have the PlayStation 1 versions of these games on there.
The import versions. Oh!
Yeah, the
Parents' TV.
Japanese and everything, they're Rockman. But they're on there. So if for some reason you're unable to obtain a copy of the Anniversary Collection, you can still play a version of the game with some of these.
If you have the option of buying those PlayStation versions or playing the Anniversary Collection on GameCube, buy the versions on PlayStation Network instead.
Yes, because you will not get the awesome soundtrack remixes on GameCube.
Well, not only that, the A and B button are swapped as well.
Yeah, that is a really weird thing.
Because, gee, I do love jumping with a small button and shooting with a big one.
I don't know, maybe they looked at Metroid Prime and was like, gee, this is fantastic, we should put this for our 2D platform.
I don't think anybody should look at Metroid Prime as a blueprint. I suppose maybe for big 3D worlds that are all interconnected, perhaps, and I guess the morph ball mechanics were done well in 3D, but I never really considered Metroid Prime as much of a good shooter. An adventure game, maybe, but never really considered it much of a shooter.
I really like Metroid Prime.
I like it. I like it as an adventure game. Going around, scanning things, exploring the environment, uncovering the map. I like that. The shooting I did not like in Metroid Prime. I did not like it until I played Trilogy.
Where you had the Wii remote?
Yeah.
The game was basically made really using the GameCube controller to as best as it could, really. But the aiming with the shooting, freeform aiming is why you don't do that and instead use the lock-on aiming that's inside the game.
Yeah, like having to hold, was it the right trigger all the time in order to shoot stuff?
You just push A to shoot.
Yeah, but I mean like to aim. It was the right trigger.
Freeform aim, I believe, was holding L.
Oh, right,
and R is to lock on.
Alright, yeah. It felt a bit GoldenEye Perfect Darkish, having to stand still and then aim. It felt a bit unintuitive, especially after playing like Call of Duty and games that had the two sticks for aiming.
Yeah, it was originally made for the N64. That was pushed back to...
Now you see, that I did not know. But there were a fair few GameCube games that were like that. Resident Evil 0 as well. I remember seeing the screenshots of Resident Evil 0 on N64. When they released the HD re-release on modern consoles and PC, I think you could get the outfit from the N64 prototype as DLC. Back in the day, that would have been an unlockable. You wouldn't have to have paid for it.
Yep.
That's Bubble Man. Pathetic Bubble Man defeated.
Yeah, I like Bubble Man.
He's weak though. Is that why you like him? Because he's easy to kill?
I also like his design. And I like Bubble Lad.
I like the background of the stage. I like getting headaches. So bubbles are good against fire, of course.
Yep. Meat Man.
Speaking of heat, right now in the UK we're having quite a heat wave. Americans are making fun of us on Twitter for the intense heat. Ah, you think that's bad? You know, you haven't been standing out in 160 degrees cooking fried egg off the top of your car. What?
I've heard of some people being able to do that.
It's like, dude, if your car's getting that hot, like, drive it into a garage or something. That can't be good for the car.
It will explode.
Like a tin of cookie dough, it will explode from the expansion caused by the heat. Yoku block time.
That reminds me of a story of some lady that thought she had been shot in the back of her head and
That's
holding
the one.
her brains in.
That's the one. It inspired a Mythbusters episode where they looked into whether or not that story could even be true, and they decided yes, it's very much possible that a tin could heat up in that way to expand and cause it to sort of pop off like a bullet, like a shot. Ooh, timing on this next one.
And that's why you're supposed to keep biscuit dough and stuff that's in the cans chilled. Otherwise, it makes the yeast come alive.
You see, the issue was this lady had done the shopping and it was in the back of the car on a very, very hot day. And that's why it blew up like that. My argument would be drive that straight home immediately. And if you got shopping in the back of your car, you should have like one of those. Well, what are they called? In the back of a car, in the boot that covers the contents of the boot, or the trunk, I suppose, as the Americans would say. That would be like a trunk shelf or something that would take the sun off the contents of the trunk anyway. Ah, you see, usually I've done Airman and got the item.
I know most people are wimpy enough to do your Airman first, but I don't.
Who said anything about doing him first? I do Metal Man first, then Woodman, then Airman.
Well, you do him first before this.
True. My order begins at Metal Man. I'm one of those weird people that does Metal Man first.
No, you do Bubble Man first. Now this is really, because you remember, the Parents' TV,
of course,
bad input.
Whereas if you had item 1, you could just fly past.
Yeah, so this part right here, though I usually take like 1 or 2 tries whenever I play through the game, because just getting used to the timing again. This takes me a long while because crappy delay. Lots of shameful struggling.
Hey, it's entertainment.
Is it?
Is it entertainment? Is it really? Yes. Just ask our... Looks at the top of the screen. How many subscribers now?
7 subscribers.
Our 7... Just ask our 7 subscribers. Is this entertainment?
It's more like 5 subscribers, if you disclude me.
Yeah,
So,
various different forms of ourselves.
how many accounts are you subscribed to TCC with?
Just the one at the moment. I will do the others, but when we're more desperate towards reaching a goal. Like, say we're a few off, God forbid we get as far as 15 subscribers. If we're sort of hurting for that goal, I'll use one of my alts.
No, we don't need to do that.
Well, I've got like 8 accounts, so I'll just log in with each of them. Mostly from failed concepts and ideas where I've wanted to have more than one channel to upload something in particular and then just never got round to using it. Take, for instance, that Kusoge station that I was going to work on. The idea was a channel where I play nothing but bad games. But the thing is, I already play plenty of bad games on my channel anyway. Then I had the idea for the Cheater's Almanac, which is like one video a day just showing off a cheat in a video game. And the idea is to go through every single cheat ever released in a video game. But I just realized how much work that would be. It's like, well, that's 5 whole days of like recording every single Mega Drive cheat on an emulator and then putting it into a video. It's like too much work.
There are a lot of cheats in older games. A lot of minor cheats too. Like, there are several just coloration of cheats alone for Spyro 3. Plus there's the squid boards, and let's see, what else is there?
Sonic Mania's got a bunch of cheat codes added in the latest update.
You can now put in cheats, only $5.
We're not sure whether or not yet. I don't think anybody's tested to see whether you need the Mania DLC. If you do, then that's, you know, like £4 or whatever. In order
This
to
reminds
input
me
cheats.
of how Batman Arkham City, you're not allowed to use the DLC skins that you pay for unless you put in a cheat or beat the game first.
Well, some games...
Not only do you buy it, you have to unlock it.
Yeah, some games do that with their downloadable content, but usually that's because it's like an epilogue or something, which is bad enough, game developers putting the ends of their games on a behind a paywall. Don't get me started. I think the first one to do that was Prince of Persia, or at least the first major one to do that was Prince of Persia.
Here I'm doing Airman because it's hopeless trying to do the Yoko blocks on this TV.
You're doing Airman, but you haven't done Woodman yet.
No, I don't need Woodman. Weapon sucks.
Yeah, but it kills Airman in like 2 hits.
If you're playing on normal
Okay,
mode.
3 hits.
Normal mode makes you do double damage. Now, to be fair, I am playing this on the Anniversary Collection's easy mode, in quotation marks, which makes your attacks do 1.5 times damage. So even this thing's easy mode is still harder than normal mode on original. Or original, in quotation marks. It also gets rid of some enemies and traps. Like,
Puts a few platforms in here and there. Adds a little birdie wordy to tell you where to go. What's his name? Beat?
Yeah, Beat.
Yeah.
He's completely unnecessary. But...
Yeah. Well, here it's pretty obvious you got to go to the right, right? But
well, it's obvious in like each of these games. There's no other way to go.
so remixed audio is quite fun. Down. Well, to be fair, it's kind of useful there, but if you went to the right, you'd notice you couldn't go down.
Well, if you try to jump to the right, you're still gonna fall through.
Oh, right. Okay.
So like I said, there's no purpose to them. You're going to... You have no other place to go but where the thing points you towards anyway. But, I was saying about sometimes enemies disappear. I believe a notable one is in, I think, Ringman stage in Mega Man 5, I think he appears in. One of the mid-bosses is just gone.
When you disappear off screen, it's resetting that enemy's health bar.
Yeah. You have to remember, bad input delay on television.
Of course, of course.
I'm trying to get towards the edge and just jump and shoot him, but then I can't really go along well.
Yeah, he's blowing you back before you get a chance to land a good load of shots on him. Okay, Airman Tennessee. Let's take this guy out. That's one of the oldest internet memes I can think of. Is Airman Cannot Be Beaten. The Japanese song from, like, it's got to be 12 years ago now. Definitely at least 10 years. Airman Cannot Be Beaten. It was a rock song in Japanese, and it had this animated music video done in pixel art. It was very, very pretty. But it's almost impossible to find it in good audio quality now, because back in like 2007, 2008, everything was 128 kilobytes per second MP3, which just sounds all grainy now.
It's a Rockman song, by the way, not rock. Gosh.
Well, it's not really a Rockman song, because the tune it's done to isn't anything like any existing Rockman or Mega Man
Fine, it's an
tune.
Airman song. Gosh.
You know what? You need to check your attitude, sir. My bad, it's item 2, not item 1.
Yep.
I knew what I meant.
We all know.
It's a Sniper Joe in a walker. Does that make him a Walker Joe?
Yes.
Okay, good to know. Good to know, Joe.
We have Bubble Lead here.
I'm glad we cut out the majority of Heatman there.
Well, we already seen it. Heatman is really easy.
All the bosses are really in this game, bar a couple. I would say the dragon's hard.
We'll be seeing him soon enough.